Hey, why don't you just throw in a question?
What's your stance on abortion?
Just stop.
Okay, my stance on abortion is that medical abortion should be available at any stage of the pregnancy, no matter what, and it should be up to the doctor because morality always should exist, but it shouldn't really have an intervention within the medical realm as much. To an extent.
I think medicine and ethics cannot be separated.
Well, that's in the case of when you're testing medicine, when you're producing medicine and these type of things, but with an action that is affecting the person.
No, but
individual.
using medicine.
Well, using medicine, but an abortion is only
using medicine.
Using medicine. How?
So you can't separate it.
I'm saying there's a reduced belief in terms of that. I agree that certain people might be against abortion, but you cannot have laws that enforce this view of anti-abortion. If a doctor sees it fit to have an abortion or to save a person, he should be allowed to administer it within the pregnancy at any point. For example, if a woman is, a doctor says that either you're going to die or the baby dies, obviously the woman should have the choice. If she wants to sacrifice herself for the child, she should obviously have the choice. But a doctor should be able to give that choice to the woman. To the woman, or it could be a case of both die. So if the woman is going to die and the child is going to die, then the doctor should ideally be able to administer abortion.
What about the case where nobody dies? It's just a lifestyle choice.
A lifestyle choice, then yes, I believe there should be some regulations in terms of that. You shouldn't be able to just change your mind on the operation table. For instance, maybe 6 months into the pregnancy, that's when you should not have the option.
Okay, so this is all very opinionated, but what if you were in a government, if you had the ability to create the law, what would you say, the baseline for everyone to follow? Abortions
should be, if it's a medical abortion, administered by a doctor when he thinks that it's necessary to do so. He should be able to do it at any point of pregnancy. Whilst a choice abortion should have some kind of a cutoff point, maybe 6 months.
But that's a lot of power to
I
the
know.
doctor with no regulation.
Yeah, or the Texas
What
woman.
if?
She had to travel to a different state and then she died there before she could get an abortion.
So that's the issue with if it's medically necessary, you can do it, because the decision whether it's medically necessary can take a lot of time, and then by that time the decision's made, a person could be at a critical condition. So if the discussion's so subjective and it fluctuates on the circumstance, then lots of lives could be lost because of the decision-making process. So
I also think we need to think about, yes, abortion, no abortion. What about the baby? What? Okay, so we don't let you have abortion when you're 8 months pregnant, you have all the circumstances, you're fine, you won't die from giving birth, you're not getting raped, and you have the baby, but you don't want the baby. So, you say yes abortion, but you not pro-life.
I feel like you should have made the choice of abortion before the baby developed consciousness.
When
know?
is that?
That's when the baby is said, the fetus is said that it can live outside of its mother, with or without medical support.
I think that life starts at conception when it's already fertilized. I think life already has started by then, and so I think that whether you call it a fetus or not, I think it's still alive.
Oh, I just want to say Denise believes that life starts at conception. I just want to say that for me, conception until a certain point is it's like a clot. Not a fetus. The zygote is a clot. So it's not exactly a living thing on its own. At some point, the fetus gets consciousness. That's when I would say that the baby would be alive.
If we talk about abortion, it's mostly an exclusively female issue. You could say that. So, should men even have, per se, a voice? To what extent should men have a voice in this issue? For instance, is my voice valid since I cannot carry a fetus?
What about a father?
Well,
Are you talking about like men as in like just the father, or like do male doctors count too?
No, I'm just talking about the general male public in terms of the issue.
The male
Oh, like just okay on the topic.
Have you guys seen that photo of like, I don't know, I think it was like at a random court or something, people were deciding whether to ban abortion, and then sitting on the little thing, they were all guys. There was not a single woman on the stand. So, personally, my personal opinion is that if it's a legal issue, if it's government enforcing some sort of legislation over women's bodies, I think not a single man should have to say no. My personal, very biased belief. I think if it's about people in society, whether they should have an opinion, whether it's on their own child's abortion, whether it's on their wife's abortion, I think sure. I think it's definitely up to the individual themselves to decide whether they want to listen to a man's opinion. But for me personally, I would not. So yeah.
Like, what if the victim, what if the woman doesn't even have the education doesn't have the information? What if they're like 15-year-old teenagers, like, but daddy, I love him.
Yeah, but
if I was a father, I would like control of that situation because
Guardian
yeah, as
figure.
a guardian member, but that's different from the general male public.
but he is the general.
Yeah, but in
He's
that
a male.
but in the context, he's also like the guardian.
Yeah, so that changes it because a woman would still be a
Oh,
guardian,
like-
and she would still be able to.
And that's what we're talking about, the boyfriend having a voice and saying this.
Not exactly a boyfriend, but for example,
Who are we talking about?
we're
I
talking
feel
about
like that's when, like I said before, the doctor should be giving full information to like every the two people and their parents. I feel like they should all be given information, and they should like as two individuals who are concerned with this and the guardians.
Okay, so because I love hypotheticals and it really helps help you flesh out your views. We have a 15-year-old pregnant lady girl,
15
boyfriend 15.
Okay.
They both want a baby because they love each other and they want a happy family. The guardian saying no, that's bad for your future. The doctor's like, I have all the information, you can both ways work. Then what? What's happening?
I think the issue of that is more of raising a child and less of abortion.
And in that case, I feel like you can always set up adoption.
Wait, do they want to raise the kid, or do they
Yeah,
just want to
they-
give birth to the kid?
That's what I want to ask.
yeah, but the hypothetical.
Like, I want to cause we talk about abortion and we all should have a voice. We all don't should have a voice. Medical or something medical. No, but what if it actually happens there and nothing is certain? How are you gonna talk about abortion?
okay, my opinion on this, I understand that to a lot of people, after a certain period of time, the child is the egg is fertilized, the zygote is developing, and there's a chance of personhood that it grows up and has a life. But it's what I'm about to say kind of goes into, I don't know, philosophy maybe, but if the life is terminated and if nobody has any memories or any memories of their time as a 6-month-old fetus, then is it not okay? Because ultimately, childbirth, cesarean section or natural, is going to have physical tolls on the woman. And it is their body, and it's a medical decision regardless. It's a medical and lifestyle decision. So even after this certain time period, to say that the baby has a consciousness now, and that's why it can't be aborted, I feel like that needs a lot more research, but just based on speculation, because we don't have any memories or feelings of suffering from that time period, is it fully conscious.
No, I mean, you don't remember when you were 1 year old either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was about to say. Because then that would be like, because we're talking about at what point is it okay to like have an abortion. So in a sense, like killing the fetus. I feel like if once you're born, you're 1 year old, you don't have any memories of that time. Would you say it's okay for your parents to kill you at 1 year old?
But I also think like I kind of get a bit of her point, like basing the decision to say
Yeah.
you have to get you must not get an abortion because it's a life really takes away my power of
Yeah.
my body.
I get that. I'm just like saying that like if we're going along the same like idea that like we don't have any memories and it's very ambiguous, then what about like infanticide?
I think the most important thing is giving women enough time to fully understand the toll
yeah.
of pregnancy and giving them enough time to make a decision that's fully their own and not pushed on by fear, by society, whatever, I don't know. Yeah, so I know in a lot of states in the US, I'm really basing it off there, but they have abortion is legal for a very short amount of time, like a couple weeks. Most people don't realize that they're pregnant until after that time. So that's not really giving them a choice either. And saying that right now we're basing it a lot on whether the fetus is a living thing, whether it's conscious, but we're taking women out of the equation,
Yeah.
and that makes them feel like a vessel and not an actual human
Yeah.
being.
Yeah.
And I also want to point out that, for example, when a lot of arguments are said about women who have abortions, they're also kind of dehumanizing them in terms of sense, like, even if you have an abortion, you might still feel a sense of loss for,
Yeah.
for the kid you never had. And you might feel the same amount of, like, sense of longing or, like, loss. So, yeah.
And
I think we should go.
Like, people still get sad when they get abortions.
Yeah, it's like, you still lost
It's
a kid in a way.
It's not really that inhuman as people make it out.
Yeah.
So concluding is medical abortions are great, give women their choice, expand the window of time you get abortions, but say no to getting abortions because you want to go party.
yes.
Perfect. Yeah, we didn't even talk about organ donation. Oh,
Or sex work.
oh, sex workers.
I love sex workers.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a discussion for another
Thank
time.
you.